quite different, for unlike anything anyone had ever heard. But once they got into it and they realized that not only was his voice unique, but his whole slanguage, everything he said, they totally got into it, because it's just like, it transcends just like some artists making music. It was like a whole sort of a culture with its own language, literally. But anyway, from a business point of view, what I admire so much about E-40 and the Click was these guys hustled their asses off. So from when I met them, this is like the pre-jive, before they got signed to the major label, and they were running their own thing and making lots of money. Again, because they took all of the profit. And the whole rap game, the independent rap game was revolutionary here in the Bay Area. Too Short kind of led the way out the trunk, and then E-40 came along. Master P, he took notes of all of this, and he took it and perfected it to another level, and kind of along the same way. But for the Click and E-40, not only did they elevate the business game, by doing all this, but artistically they were also just sort of taken to another level. And in a way, it was sort of good that they got signed, so that they didn't have to worry with all the day-to-day business things from running a label. And the Click, I think, and it's amazing how E-40 and like Too Short are still around today and still relevant today, and what influential artists they are.
First time I heard the Click, E-40 Be Legit, D-Shot Sugar T, Caviar Sam Bostic, Mike Mosley, we all came out around the same time. When we dropped direct from the back streets, all the distribution and all the promotion people we used to fuck with used to talk about the Click. We dropped around the same time. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere we went, we was affiliated with the Click. My brother, shout out to my nigga Ray Dog Mose, Ray Bones, he went to motherfucking West Sounds and bought that Down and Dirty album, The Click. He brought that motherfucker home, and back then, I'm gonna kind of snitch on myself a little bit. Back then, we used to have a weed spot popping. 1016 Alberni, House of Pain was the weed spot at the time. We used to service the whole town on weed. So we used to sit around all day and grind and just, run shit. My brother went to the not T.Y. Uzi, West Sounds in East Palo Alto and ran. Once again, shout out to Eddie Tebow that owned West Sound. And he bought that Click album. He brought that motherfucker back. We used to have big ass speakers in my living room. We used to sit around all day and smoke, blow, grind and shit, get money. And he threw that motherfucking CD in, man, and we bumped that motherfucker from front to back. And nigga, that was the soundtrack to our life for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, we dropped direct from the backstreet at the same time. So it was cool because back then in the Bay Area, artists used to have love for each other, you know what I'm saying? We used to be fans of each other. I remember we used to do shows. We did a show at the Stone, and the Click, E-40 and Be Legit, Sugar T and D-Shot and them came through. And we was all backstage kicking it, man, and we were just back there talking about, at that time, how we were just fans of each other, you know what I'm saying? How we used to listen to each other's records and be influenced by each other's shit, The Click, Down and Dirty album was one of those albums that we used to ride around all day and grind to all day and listen to that motherfucker all day. Rewind, bring that motherfucker back, and we was living our life off that shit. We was, the words they was spitting on that motherfucker was blueprints to the game, one of the coldest songs on that motherfucker, Dank Room. The Dank Room, bitch, where we get the draws. What that nigga Beeler say? All I could do when I listen to that is give her a beeper, a front of a sack. Meet me at the track by 315. We can talk about making us some green. Nigga, that soundtrack to the game, nigga. You feel me, nigga? Nigga, that's bitch, you'll still be a tramp dog. Nigga, that was blueprint to the game, my nigga.
Yeah, it was though.
That was blueprint to the game, my nigga. Testing 1, 2, nigga. What?
Right.
Tested. I'm a hog, nigga. Beverly Hillbilly. pork and beans, oxtails, pork and beans, chili, nigga. What? Hey, nigga. Yeah. Nigga. That was soundtrack to the game, my nigga. That was Blueprints. At that time, we just had respect for each other, you know. They used to come to our shows. We used to go to their shows. RBL drop. We used to go to RBL shows. And us and the clique used to be in the building, you know. I used to love this would really fuck me up about the clique. We was at the Stone Headline, and our manager Tony Peaks, shout out to my nigga Tony Jackson Peaks. He said, "Hey man, the clique niggas want to holler at y'all." So we came from the back and we went out to the front. It was about 20 big football playing looking niggas with clique jackets on, deep. I mean, nigga, them niggas was goons. We come out there and 40 be legit, D-Shot, Sugar T, and then we go out there and embrace them, gave them hugs, and we sat out there and chopped it up. We was like, yeah, 40 was like, yeah, nigga, we came out to fuck with y'all. Nigga, we fuck with y'all in the V-Town. Totally insane RBL, nigga. We fuck with y'all niggas. And we were just coming to show love. And we were like, nigga, we love y'all niggas too at the same time. And every show we used to have, we used to all come together and just show love, you know. I remember we was doing the West Coast Bad Boys, Master P. We did like a dinner. Before it was Lions, it was the Pepper Mill. Yeah. So we met at the Pepper Mill right there in Daly City, or off Westlake District, right there on the corner by the freeway. And we was all in there. E-40 and them came. And Master P was putting together the West Coast Bad Boys. After the meeting, we was all sitting out the parking lot. And we was all just out there chilling. We was blowing, we rolled us blunts, we was out there blowing. Chilling before the police came, before the Daly City police came. And 40 and Legit was laying down the plans that they had. The clique Down and Dirty had just came out, and they was pumping that. But they was saying, 40 was saying, yeah, I'm finna come with my solo album Federal. Then my nigga Be Legit finna come with the Savage. And you know, we finna take over the whole motherfucking game. And he was laying out the blueprint for what they was about to do. D-Shot finna come with his shit, Sugar T finna come with her shit, and we just finna, you know what I'm saying, we just finna be a conglomeration. And we was listening to that shit like, man, y'all niggas is ahead of the game. Y'all talking some futuristic shit, like. And them niggas did everything they said they was doing, you know what I'm saying? They did everything they said they was gonna do. And that's a real monumental thought for me, because the E-40 was laying out his blueprint to me, and I was listening to what he was saying he was gonna do. And he did everything he said he was gonna fucking do, you know? And, you know, I just like to take my shot, you know, like to give a shout out to all them niggas, 40 Legit, D-Shot, Sugar T. Them niggas had a dream, them niggas had a vision back in the beginning, and them niggas carried that shit through, you know. I wish that we would have followed them niggas in their vision and followed their blueprints like they was doing it at the time. I think we probably would have been a little further, you know, further in the game. We would have listened to them and followed their blueprints. But I like to give a shout out to them niggas for sharing the blueprint with us, because they was putting us up on game. They was lacing our boots, and we wasn't aware of what was going on. It was like futuristic pimping they was spilling out, and we wasn't aware of it at the time, you know. So I like to give a shout out to the niggas. Me and Legit had just talked like last week. He did a show at the Soul Brothers last weekend, and backstage we was talking. I was like, man, I told the nigga, I met up with him at the studio too. Shout out to my nigga King Seidel. Nigga King Seidel signed to Block Movement, and we was at Be Legit Studio out there in Paramount, somewhere in Pacheco a while back. And I sat down, we was talking, and I told him, I said, man, look, man, you know, I know it probably don't mean nothing to you, and I'm sure, you know, but I just gotta let you know that I'm proud of what y'all did, man. Y'all told us what y'all was gonna do, and y'all carried that shit to the letter. And